The All Blacks and Manu Samoa have met 4 times in official rugby internationals. The first in 1993, the last in 2001. And not surprisingly, the All Blacks have been dominant in each of these games. That's expected to be the case again here tonight in New Plymouth, as this Western North Island city hosts the national side for the very first time. Well, the rugby fans at Taranaki are here in their thousands. In fact, the full house sign is out for this first test match, which is designed to bridge the gap between Cape Town and Brisbane, those games being a month apart. Well, some of the former Taranaki All Blacks being introduced to the crowd. There's Peter Burke on the right, Alistair Scown, Ian Allison, who played a record number of games, Trapper Loveridge there to the right. They've got a proud history in this part of the world of All Blacks and rugby, of course. As we look inside the Samoan dressing room just before they come out, chance to welcome our international audience tonight. B-Sky B through UK and Europe, Fox Sport in Australia, Super Sport through Mnet in South Africa, audience in North and South America, throughout Asia, and of course here in New Zealand through Sky Sport and the Rugby Channel. Big night here in New Plymouth as the Samoan team, Manu Samoa, come onto the park. And certainly 1 or 2 familiar names in this Samoan forward pack, with George Stowers, Semo Satiti, Simon Lamalu and Filippo Levy having all played first-class rugby here in New Zealand. Satiti is the most experienced international in the pack with 60 caps, and Levy, of course, the former Highlanders player, will lead the national side. Backline is made up entirely of players currently playing their rugby in Samoa. For 2 of them, fullback Elatasi Tupo and right winger Rapina Lavasa, first test of international rugby. So Manu Samoa have gone to the right. Perfect night for rugby, incidentally, here in New Plymouth. In fact, we might just nip down sideline to Ian Smith, who's down there in Smithy. Lovely night.
Yeah, it is, and I suppose there was just a hint of a road shower before. We hope none of that comes to fruition, but it would spoil perfect conditions. Underfoot just absolutely faultless. There's hardly a breath of wind, so I think the 22,500 people are going to sit in fairly mild conditions and enjoy this moment as some of their favourite sons come out and they witness the All Blacks in person for the first time.
There's Ross Brown. What a marvellous player Ross Brown was for the All Blacks. And out comes Rodney So'oialo. Well, the All Black pack missing 2 regular starters in Richie McCaw and Brad Thorne. So big opportunity tonight for Adam Thompson on the open side flank, and North Harbour's Anthony Borich. Hooker Andrew Hoare gets to play in front of his home fans, and a big night too for this man here, Samoan born Rodney So'oialo, leads the All Blacks against his country of birth in his 50th test match. Backline is missing Sidivini Sivivatu from Cape Town, so Anthony Tuatavaki plays in the number 11 jersey. Conrad Smith, a New Plymouth boy, so tonight will mean a lot to him, while Mills Muliaina, like his captain, was born in the island nation, came to New Zealand as a youngster. And the reserve bench for the All Blacks tonight as they move across for the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please now be upstanding for the singing of the national anthems. And to sing the national anthem of Samoa, please welcome Cassandra Thirunati. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem of New Zealand to be sung by Philippa Drinkwater.
So the All Blacks head off to do the haka, and Manu Samoa probably at the same time the Sivatau. And John Drake is with me in the commentary this evening, and Drakey, just a marvellous sight looking around this ground that is absolutely chocker.
Absolutely fantastic. Midweek game, perfect conditions, fantastic crowd. And the All Blacks, well, they picked the best team they could. We don't know much about Samoa, but we've got a battle on our hands.
Tremendous crowd reaction. First time the All Blacks have been here, and the crowd of 23,000. And in just a moment, Stuart Dickinson of Australia will get this game underway. All Australian crew here tonight: James Leckie and Paul Marks running the touch, and Jeff Acton is the television match official. Perfect conditions, hardly a breath of wind. And this will be the 5th time the All Blacks will have played Manu Samoa. The first back in 1993 at Eden Park, when the All Blacks won by 35-13. Several of their players on that day went on to become fully fledged All Blacks. And the last was in 2001, when the All Blacks won by 50 points to 6.
Ready to go? Right, thank you.
Yarrow Stadium in New Plymouth then, the scene of the All Blacks against Manu Samoa, and the game is underway, and nicely claimed too by Chad Slade for Manu Samoa. The high kick will be fielded by Anthony Tuatavaki. Carter has dropped back into the pocket, and now the chasers will come onto this one, led by Muliaina, and the ball is lost, and And it was touched by an All Black, so therefore everybody back on side. And a free kick immediately goes to the All Blacks, and Cowan has it. Off to So'oialo. To Tavaki. Good first up tackle by Feo Saliva, the blindside flanker. As the All Blacks make early ground. 10 out from the 22, and Cowan gets it off to Carter. Kahui coming quickly onto this, but the Samoans do well to clear it through the man on debut, Alatasi Tupou. So there'll be a few nerves out there. A couple of the players new to international rugby.
Oh, that's right. I think the Samoan backlines you've mentioned, they're all from up in the Pacific. They'll be wanting to get their hands on the ball early, maybe even make a tackle. All Blacks, good start by them, good structure. Simple things will do well for them tonight.
First throw is overthrown. Meant for Adam Thompson, didn't find him. And Manu Samoa tried to run the ball out. Left wing three-quarter, Asira Lauina. And a knock on. So we come to the first scrum of the match. And we've got time out here.
You're going to go with that.
Oh, unforced error early on. I was just complimenting the All Blacks. That's not good.
Yeah, a bit of blood bit.
Seen in recent weeks, McCaw used very well off the back. In fact, right off the back. They didn't do that. Thompson was the target. Here's he threw it in. And Samoa, well, they couldn't capitalise on that. They got the ball through their hands, though, Smithy, and I think there'll be, as Nisbo said, a fair few nerves out there.
Oh, there will be, without doubt. Biggest stage these boys have been on ever, I would say. And Junior Polu is going to make an early entrance into the game. Familiar figure to us in jersey 20, blood bin for Ta'afa'o, the halfback.
So, yes, Junior Polu Leolinganga
Time back on.
inside the first 2 minutes of the game.
Crouch.
Plenty of experience there, though, as the first scrum goes down. And Cowan gets it quickly off to Carter. Carter drops the pass off to Smith. Good support coming from Thompson, playing on the open side flank tonight. And the All Blacks continue to go left through Jerome Kano. 10 metres away with Hoare driven back in a good solid tackle. And so far the Manu Samoan defence holding up well. As Cowan feeds again straight across to Nonu. Looks to step his way through. And takes it nicely to the setup. Now Cowan gets it away for Carter. Muliaina stepping, and Mills Muliaina, born in Samoa, and he picks up the opening try of the night.
Well, he made it look easy, probably easier than it was. I like the way that they set up the ruck very quickly, and they got numbers to the ruck, and that probably committed some Samoan players. Quick ball, there's space. Well, they're up in a zigzag. The Samoan defence. For a man of this class, that's pretty easy stuff, Smithy.
Yeah, it is, absolutely, yeah. And both of those situations really came from standing starts. Nonu had nowhere to go, really. He did well to recycle the ball very quickly, and that's been the key for the All Blacks already in their 7-point start, is the fact that they have recycled very quickly indeed. Samoans claiming a knock-on at the back of that first maul, but referee Dickinson ruling it going straight down.
This is just the end of it. Well, Carter, the missed pass, Thompson was there. But I do agree, and I think if the All Blacks are going to profit tonight, it is going to be by getting numbers to the ruck and the maul. It's so important under the new rules. We've seen in the Tri-Nations, the teams that have done that consistently usually come on out on top.
So I guess that's fitting. A Samoan-born player scores the opening try as the short kickoff is made, and it profits well too, because it falls into the arms of Polu. And there's Filippo Levy, a nice offload in the tackle to Satiti, the two most experienced players, and a penalty. So here's a chance for points, and I don't imagine they'll pass up this opportunity.
Yeah, and just roll away quicker, please. Yeah, but it's off for offside.
Oh, it's a test match.
Roll away quicker as well.
You know, that's what they've got to go for, the points. You know, a lot of talk about them getting belted, and I suspect that's highly likely, but they'll just keep on playing minute by minute and see what happens. Good start from them, wasn't it? Got over the advantage line. Well, Williams, yeah, normal time, Smithy, you'd think that's worth a go maybe. I wouldn't be laughing about it if I was him, but it was an option.
Well, it's the kind of thing, I mean, everyone's looking forward to in about 10 days' time, Drakey, where the match that's not going to have this kind of freedom about it, but it's those little opportunities after restarts that the All Blacks will, I guess, want to have discipline around.
Yeah, well, the Samoans won it cleanly from the kickoff, and that's disappointing for the All Blacks.
Yali Mai then from pretty much out in front. Gets it up really high and always pushed it away to the right. So the All Blacks continue to lead by 7 points to 0. 5 minutes gone.
Well, that's not good enough. Frankly, in front. He kicked it higher than the goalpost.
Time out. Time out. Time back on.
Carter from the 22. Thompson first through, tips it back on the All Black side. They can't control it though. In fact, it's been knocked on. And that's untidy stuff. There was only one player really chasing up. That was Thompson.
Well, a couple of things there, Smithy. I think Thompson could have grabbed it himself, and he didn't have a lot of support. No, just a bit casual. I don't want to get too critical after a few minutes, but simple things. That's what I want to see. Done well.
You're not the only one. There's 3 blokes up behind me want to see it.
Big All Black scrum, and Thompson was in there to grab the ball, so the All Blacks have turned it over pretty smartly. Williams gets it quickly to Oso'oialo. Now here's Conrad Smith. He's got an impasse to Tui Tavaki. Still has the ball. Anthony Tui Tavaki slipped it back. And the All Blacks will ruck for this 20 metres out. Now Carter gets it wide for Nonu. On it goes to Hoare. Gets it now to Kano, and Thompson going for the corner. Now, did he get it down?
I'm happy with it. Okay.
Referee wants to go upstairs and have a look.
Yes, Stewie.
Did he force it or did he bounce it?
No worries, Stewie.
They look pretty confident about it, so we'll just confirm with Jeff Acton.
Yeah, either that or he's got a very good poker face. Yep.
No worries.
Stu, you there? Yes. You may award a try. Okay, it's confirming award a try? Yes. Thank you.
Try is given then to Adam Thompson. So that's his first.
Too easy, Smithy, wasn't it? Really, that simple stuff, and they actually delayed it in midfield, doing a bit of a rugby league move. Well, this is the start of it. They just keep on going, bashing forward, right on the touchline. This ball was reasonably slow, actually, and Samoans would have had a chance, but absolutely not. A lot of forwards out there. This is just catch, draw and pass.
And a disjointed nature about the defence again, Drakey. It's hardly a straight line defence, and that was the problem. They found themselves very quickly down on numbers on the All Blacks left-hand side, and Carter was very quick to seize that. Tui Tavaki, very hungry for work, way over there.
Carter's kick is wide, so an unconverted try scored by Adam Thompson. And the All Blacks have 2 now, 12 points to 0.
Well, that was a pass from Carter, and it went to Nono, and it went behind a heap of All Blacks in front of him. But that's the only excuse I could really give Samoa. You talk about Tuatavaki, and he had a great Super 14, got an All Black selection, didn't really have an opportunity to show his colours with conditions, etc. I think, yeah, you're right, he'll probably make the most of it tonight.
Another short kickoff made. Smith getting in there to do dispute possession again. The All Blacks have lost it. Been picked up by Chad Slade. Plays for Exeter in the UK. And now we see the Manu Samoan side with a little bit of ball in hand. And a good run by Lavasa. Rapina Lavasa out on the right wing side. Now Satiti goes in hard, but he gets nailed. And Nonu brings it back and throws a forward pass.
Had your advantage. Forward pass.
Thompson and Williams, a dual hit and a beauty.
Far enough with it. You've done a million things.
Yeah, nothing to get through there.
Oh, time out. Time out.
That's a shocker.
Another muffed restart though, Drakey.
Yes.
It's interesting having Conrad Smith as your catcher in that situation. They kicked the ball to the identical spot again, Samoa. You would have thought the All Blacks might have had that option covered.
Yeah, they're just going down the middle. It's not hard to predict. The All Blacks did a similar thing when they had the 22 dropout just before. Little things like that, it'll be going in the coach's book. And wondering if Robbie Deans will be looking at too in his coach's book. Mind you, his book might be full after South Africa last week.
Good attacking options here for Manu Samoa, right in centre field on the 22. Junior Polo still out there in 20, off the back from Stowers. Now Polu inside the 22, and this will be recycled. Now it's with the captain, Filippo Levy, hands it up to his big blindside prop. Ball is still there, but not making too much progress. Now here's Satiti.
No! Your man pushed him in there.
Polu waits.
Playing advantage.
He's playing an advantage with Levy.
Come back, roll away, please. It's 2 now for tackle, not moving. Stay out of it, 9. Stay out of it, 9.
So they're taking it
Away
quickly.
you go now. Thank you.
And trying to drop it on his boot was first 5'8", Raleigh Mai.
Holding on now, isolated.
And they're going to take another tap kick. Now it goes with Satiti. Playing his rugby in Japan these days. Polu gets it wide out here on the left wing side for Lauina.
No, 2, no! Stay 12.
Still there though. Up to the 5-metre mark they go with the loose head props.
Take a step,
Simon
4 black. 4 black.
Lamalu,
Thank you.
who plays of course for Counties. Now Slade. All Blacks can't get their hands on the ball at the moment. This is good work, and Carter has to make a tackle this time on Miafo. And this time Manu Samoa don't release the ball.
Yeah,
But a good period on attack.
Good phases though, desperate to get quick ball, and I think if they had they might have stretched the All Blacks on the open, but infringed.
So Cowan takes it quickly, and Carter puts it on his boot, nicely taken down by Alatasi Tupou. Makes the kick, trying to bring it under control. The All Blacks knock it on, but
You're inside the 10.
offside play against the visiting team.
Penalty here.
So
down there.
it's an All Black penalty.
Yeah, but no, it's not for that. That was fine. But your man was inside the 10. He must retreat. Then he made a tackle and interfered. So that was fine. 14 stayed his ground, no drama. Take the penalty.
Wayne Smith saying before the game they wanted to keep their structures, play the game in a very controlled fashion, so this means a tidy line-out and a better throw from Andrew Hoare, you would imagine.
Thank you, that's great.
Yeah, well, if they just do those kind of things, I think they'll be happy. They've got to build into the game. They've scored a couple of early tries, so their concentration might be tested. And little things like this, rather than going to the back, I think they're better off just going to the front and just chalking it up and getting their drives and things like that going, because those are the things that really will be important in 10 days' time.
Time back on. 15.
So Andrew Hoare to throw. This time to Williams. And the All Blacks get it right this time.
Keep pushing. Don't leave out your offside, stay out of it. Thanks.
Soialo has it in the back. Now it's with Cowan. Carter to Nonu, long pass, lobs it across as far as Muliaina. Bit untidy. Tuatavaki has it, but he gets away. Anthony Tuatavaki. Muliaina will get another one. Tuatavaki sucked a couple of defenders in and left Mills Muliaina clear on the right, and the fullback picks up his second.
Tuatavaki's hot tonight. It was a pretty average pass from Nonu, in fact very average. Tuatavaki standing still, good drive from the forwards, They said, no, that's just a, well, Hail Mary. Lucky it didn't go forward. Then a couple of steps, they rushed, but they compacted, didn't they? The winger had come in. It's too simple, really. No one coming across. Surprised the cover defence wasn't even close, Smithy.
You're dead right, Drakey. They are condensing their defence within the park, and that's leaving numbers out wide for the All Blacks. And even without perfect transfer, they were able to find a lot of space for Muliaina. So that's something Samoa have to look at very carefully, their width in defence and maintaining their lines. Otherwise, they're going to get carved. Starting halfback Taofa'u is back on the park, Nisbo.
Thanks, Smithy. So 17-0. Carter looking to add the extras. And this one looks better. It is. So 2 tries to Mills Muliaina in the first 15 minutes of the game. 1 for Adam Thompson. And it's 19-0.
Well, we've seen a zigzag defence. And this one here, look, there's the winger. He's in midfield. Tuatavaki, a quick set. That was clever, but they've lost their defensive line and no cover coming across at all from the Lucies. Just arriving now, the other winger from the other side, far too late.
"14 minutes gone." And again they go the short way. This time the All Blacks more decisive through the captain. And So'ialo takes it down towards halfway.
Playing advantage.
Ball knocked on here. The All Blacks might profit from the advantage, but in actual fact it's offside.
Full penalty.
Yeah, the first 5-8. Ali Mai just ran a little bit too quickly on that occasion. Well, 3 in a row they've tried. The All Blacks getting it right the 3rd time. They need some more variation.
Well, this will take them down to the 22.
Well, I like the look of the last drive, actually. Sporich wasn't in the middle. Wouldn't hurt to do it again. They'll be tempted, I'm sure, to go off the back and get a flying start. But just keep the momentum going. Let's see.
Ali Williams with the call, and it goes to him. And here they go again, setting up another drive right on the 22. Andrew Hoare has it. Always makes ground, does the Taranaki hooker. Now it's there for Jimmy Cowan. Carter, flat kick coming up. Tuatavaki in good position. And Muliaina. And the pass goes to Conrad Smith. And the New Plymouth boy picks up try number 4.
Well, you train sometimes for weeks to do things like that. They've got it on a string at the moment. Number of times we've seen the All Blacks try those kicks across field. Sometimes they've been to the likes of Ali Williams. This time it wasn't. It's to the bloke who's been pretty consistent tonight and accurate. Tuatavaki, unselfish again, the quick pass. That's too easy. I tell you what, Smithy, that bottle of wine we were talking about before the game, you might get it by half-time.
Well, again, though, Drakey, you can see that the widest defender is, 25 metres in field. And Carter has obviously got the message. He spotted that. He's too clever to let an opportunity to look how long he has to get the ball away and release. And as you say, no extra cover coming across. They look at each other, Samoa, but really it's the width and defence which is being exposed.
Carter makes the conversion as Richie McCaw and Brad Thorne look on. I remember watching that picture in Dunedin when the All Blacks lost. But they're not going to lose tonight, I don't think. 26 points to 0. 9th test try for Conrad Smith. And the 4th tonight for the All Blacks.
Just see where Tuatavaki got it. I mean, he wasn't even stretched. He got it on the 5-metre line. So they had plenty of room. And as we've said, the compressed defence, mind you, they're probably worried about Nonu and Co in midfield. But they're going to have to work that out really quickly. Different league they're playing tonight.
This time the long kick fielded by Cowan up for Hoare, and the All Black hooker drives it in. Has tremendous strength and excellent leg drive too. Now he lays it for Cowan, working blindside to Tuatavaki, looking very good tonight, so good on his feet, and a good run of 20 metres by Tuatavaki. Cowan tries to clear it out. Thompson tidies up, sees a gap. He's got pace. He's got a heap of pace. Could go all the way. Just taken 2 or 3 metres short. Now goes to Nonu. Lost the ball in the tackle, and a good tackle too. Adam Thompson was so quick that he ran out of options as the kick goes down for Muliaina. Now with So'oialo. Pops the pass up, gets hit in a thundering tackle. Now Williams lays the pass. Here's through Tavaki going again. Nonu there, but it's a penalty this time.
Don't start it. Back you go.
Man, naughty.
Just come around.
They're desperate though. Samoa, I think they're going to concede a few penalties, particularly the breakdown, and the pace is going to keep on going. It's only going to get hotter for them. Well, he's enjoying the space and the conditions. This was the run. Well, everyone, the sea parted, if you like. They had to come from a long way to help him. He did everything right. Maybe not so good in the distribution.
20 minutes almost in the first half as Williams drags another one down. He's been the principal target so far for Andrew Hawke. All Blacks keeping it tight, but this ball is twisting in their direction. He's got the arm out, Stuart Dickinson.
Yeah, Limalu comes from the wrong side.
Stay there. Playing advantage.
Away goes So'oialo, ball knocked away from him.
Thank you, number 1.
And so
and also somebody else collapsing
penalty
down here, pulling on the legs. From here to here with the collapse, please, not on the legs.
Simon Lamalu, the man penalised.
Scrum, Drakey.
Oh, you'd love one, wouldn't you, Smithy? This far out. A little bit of a blind. Plenty of action the way they're going.
Let's go. Play on.
Let's set this up. They need a good set piece. Just got to be stable. They don't have to push it too far. Oh, you wonder. Some of the guys up front might say, let's have a go. Samoan scrum, when they put the ball in just before, didn't look too bad.
Stand up. Yeah. I'm going to free kick that anyway.
He's out behind Carter.
Take the weight on the hit, please. Take the weight on the hit. Okay,
I'm wondering whether there's enough room on that blind. There probably is if they really wanted to stretch, but I think they'll be more interested in midfield to see if they can cook something up round about the goalpost area.
Trapped in the back by So'oialo.
Just come up.
That's another penalty.
Sheared off your front row. Twist around, just sheared off.
No, Samoa was trying to wheel the scrum, he says.
Yep, scrum again.
And they sheared off, so they came up and they're just trying to pull it apart. Almost disengaging once the scrum had started.
Crouch, touch, pause, engage. Let it go, please.
Well, it's another penalty now. You just wonder how much longer Stuart Dickinson will allow this to continue.
Go again. Yeah, one's just twisted in and just dipped straight down. Okay, he's got to take the weight, keep straight. Come. Okay. Crouch, touch, pause, engage.
Good hit, All Blacks.
So'oialo. Well, it was a mess in the end. Well, it took over 2 minutes for that little phase. A few penalties thrown in, plus a knock-on.
Well, Samoa will be happy because they've done well, but they might get a bit of punishment at this scrum time.
Crouch.
You're Andrew Hoare and co. You'd say, let's just belt them straight through the middle. Got a good hit on. He's got to place it. He's presented the ball.
Stand up.
He's lucky. I don't blame him for not putting it in, to be honest, because they were going back a bit. Lamanu just had a look and said, don't put that in, brother.
We'll get the opportunity straight in. Okay. Yeah,
good hit. They've already got the action on. You can just see that.
Steady till it's in. Crouch, touch, pause, engage.
Ta'afao puts it in. And off the back goes Stow's got his pass away too to second 5'8" Meafo. And they've organised themselves pretty well as the kick is made. This is not out. And Williams does well, goes in, takes decisive action and claims it. So Cowan swings it wide for Carter. Right across to Nonu, left it behind. Now the chase is on. Kahui getting back. A number of blue shirts there. The All Blacks getting back quickly.
12 offside.
And yet another penalty.
12 offside first.
Simo Satiti is not pleased with the call.
Yeah, that's fine. The penalty comes from before that with 12 offside to come around to make the tackle. Last week, they've got to go to last week.
Tough call. They got a breakout.
Come down. Tackle's fine, but that's okay. But he's offside. The other fellow.
I'm sure the referee's right.
That's the penalty.
Nono again. Handling not great.
Come on, have a chat. Offside lines last week. Have a word with him. Respect the offside lines.
Well, that's the guy he got, so he didn't get the tackle. Not saying the referee was wrong, but they need everything going their way Samoa at the moment.
Very much shortened line out here for the All Blacks. Williams, line out working well. Cowan for Kano. Throws the no-look pass to So'ialo. Ball quickly to Cowan. Across for Carter. Nonu. Quickly on to Muliaina. Muliaina. 2 tries in the bank already. They've turned it over here, the All Blacks. And so turning and booting it away downfield was Alistasi Tupou, taken by Carter. Back from Kahui. Carter heads off downfield. Whoa! Big tackle front on, but he's survived it all right. Now it's with Manonu. And another free kick to the All Blacks. Well, he's a tough nut, Dan Carter. That was a pretty solid hit.
I think he felt it.
He felt it all right. Uale Mai is opposite number, who has been very aggressive in his defence.
And Muliaina too. Oh, look at that. Like the pinball machine. Muliaina got it knocked around too. And I was a bit disappointed. I know I'm being critical, but the All Blacks only had 3 or 4 guys to that ruck when it got turned over by Samoa. Good work by Samoa, but All Blacks just got to keep their concentration up.
Absolutely. Yeah, both wait for me, please. Wait for the call of engage.
Great chance here, haven't they? Can go both ways. But split the back line. Hard for Samoa to defend. Good scrum.
Coming this near side. Didn't clear it though. So'ialo, it's been stolen. Now Satiti has it. And here's a good opportunity for Samoa. Carter is going back after this, but there's some speedsters closing him down. And Carter, can he get away? He did nicely. And he got the pass off to Kahui. And Richard Kahui's kick from outside the 22. So they have to go all the way back. He got back in support of Dan Carter, but took it outside the 22.
Started with a good scrum, and then it was pretty poor distribution. And then back here, they scrambled well, but not satisfactory.
Fair enough there. Time out.
They're going to take time out here for the injured player.
The scrum looks solid, Drakey, so
it looked very good. It's the second time where they've, I won't say butchered it, but they haven't been able to clear the ball quickly enough. And they're doing all sorts of things between the legs, between So'ialo to Jimmy Cowan. Maybe just a simple pass, because I don't think that's where they're going to have any issues.
Mills Muliaina got a bit of a bump here. Oh, you just see he grimaces as he goes down in the tackle. And for a wee while there, he was limping, being attended to now.
Just super flexed the knee, didn't it? Just went back, got pushed back. rather awkwardly.
Well, they won't want to take any risks, obviously, with the big test match just 10 days away at Suncorp in Brisbane. So 26 points to nil. They were, in cricketing terms, Smithy, going a run a ball.
Well, it's just that you've got to hand it to Samoa. They've been very disruptive in this last 10 minutes, and they've had some fairly serious set pieces to counter. The All Blacks have had a couple of good lineouts, a couple of good drives, 2 or 3 very good scrummaging opportunities close to the line, and they've got out of it. So you have to admire them for that. They've regrouped a wee bit, talked a lot about it.
Well, they've got 3 breakdown turnovers, Samoa, and that's upset the rhythm of what the All Blacks are trying to do. Missed a fair few tackles, but recently they haven't, because, well, the All Blacks have coughed it up. Nonu's coughed it up twice. The turnovers keeping Samoa in the game, if you can say that, 26-zip.
Well, I think there's going to have to be a replacement here, because Lolini Tafunai, the hooker, has been desperately trying to stay on the park, but he succumbed to a leg injury.
Yes, that's correct. So we have now in jersey 16 Lafolga Aoeluia.
Let's go, Blue. We're away. 2 metres if you're going back, 2 metres. Keep going. Line out's over.
Okay, here we go, resumption, and the All Blacks. Here's an opportunity. Manu Samoa just a couple of metres away, and it comes quickly. Now, George Stowers puts his head down, keen to recycle, and a try is going to be scored by Ioane Mai, and that is very popular indeed.
Great stuff. They're not showing any emotion, but I think just deep down, well, Stowers has just shown a bit. They'll be very happy with that. That bloke, well, I think he's been here since 11 o'clock this morning. Tough on the new hooker. Aoeluia comes on, straight on, does a good ball. Gee, we saw McCall's done that a couple of times in recent games. Quick ball, the secret, well, the All Blacks up against Somerville and Nonu. He picks the gap very well, Smithy.
Yeah, gets the low body positions. Only a short man, but boy, he's been in the game tonight. His defence has been rewarded with some offence. So that's Ioane Mai, the first 5'8". And they just exposed the All Blacks at the back of that line-out. They had a chance to regroup during that injury break. Samoa work out their plan, and they worked it to a nicety.
So he gets the opportunity to convert his own try. And a good kick too. So converted try makes it 26 points to 7.
So look at this at the back of the line. Thompson goes up. So'ala, well, he's almost playing halfback against the other halfback, and that's where they made the space. Clever move. The All Blacks do it with McCaw right over the back. Well done, Samoa.
Kick-off from Dan Carter. Ball bounces back into the arms of George Stowers. Been a good 5 or 6 minutes for Manu Samoa.
No, don't touch, don't touch.
Back it goes from Ta'awhao. Muliaina waits. They're waiting for him to land. It was a good kick. It was well weighted. And he's ruled that it's been sealed off.
It's direct from a kick.
The All Blacks look as though they want to put a scrum down here.
No, it's just direct from a kick, so it's a free kick for them.
Well, the least number of points that Manu Samoa has scored in a test against the All Blacks is 6, so they've already overcome that. 26 points to 7. 10 minutes remaining until half-time.
Touch, pause, engage. Stay behind it, 9.5.
Cowan drops the pass off to Nonu. He's been well contained. It's there quickly again for Cowan. Now Carter runs smack into George Stowers, and no beg your pardons in that tackle. Referee's got the arm out though.
No, settle. Calm down. Where you go? Oh, yeah, you can't touch it. Yeah, I know. You're on the ground, you can't touch it. You've interfered.
A lot of penalties against Manu Samoa in the game.
Huge amount, actually. Eight full-arm penalties to 1.
Yeah, you've touched it. We're heading down a path you don't want to go with this, okay? We're heading down a path you don't want to go. Keep going, Blue.
Well, he's copped a bit, Dan Carter. Well, that's happened throughout his career, so that's nothing new. 4 to throw. Didn't look to throw. No, it wasn't straight. So line out started badly. Was all right for 15 or 20 minutes. It's gone skew whiff again.
Yeah, that's not good.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Big All Black scrum, but
Stop 5.
Banged away downfield.
Okay.
Tavaki has to scamper after
Carry
this.
back.
He got it. He might like to open this up. He gets past the first tackle.
Leave it 16. Don't touch.
All Blacks back, and again the hand comes out. This time Cowan takes it quickly, and away goes Jimmy Cowan. Got support there. Snapped up by Smith. Smith heads across. He's got So'oialo, nobody on his right. So back he goes into midfield.
Like he's dead at the back.
Time out, please. Time out, Captain.
Now they may just get a yellow card shortly. Things getting a little bit silly. The All Blacks have a player down.
Okay, this is going to spoil the game.
Yeah, it's Luaki, and that's who I was
He's in
looking
front of the
for.
feet. Okay, have a word to them. Okay, it's up to you now. Take the discipline, please.
I think it's Anthony Tuitavaki down in back play.
Well, this penalty count is just getting silly now. He's certainly not 100%. So Thompson tips it nicely to Cowan. Carter, impasse. Kahui, ball has gone back.
Take advantage.
He's been knocked on by
Let it go now, 10.
Manu
Don't touch, you're
Samoa.
off your feet. Thank you.
Now Carter goes wide for Nonu.
Advantage is over.
Nonu looks to get round the outside, does so. Nonu's still going, and he's in touch.
One touch.
Still being attended to, way back near the New Zealand 22.
Just want to take a step, please, Black.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether it's winded. That seems to be the thing, or a knock.
So replacement hooker, Aolua, throws it straight to So'oialo. Carter gives it on, quick hands here. Smith! Another one for Conrad Smith. Handed to them really by Manu Samoa. And 2 now for Smith.
Oh, slack defence from Samoa. There was 5 players he went through. This is where it starts from Nono on the outside. He gets forced into touch. So it's a throw-in. Okay, well that was interesting. You'd have to say this. Look at Smith. He looks on the outside too. Tabaki. Well, he's making his way off the field. There, Levy's there the whole lot, but no, not good enough. Too easy.
Well, for once they had numbers, ironically, to Samoa to make the tackle, so they'll be very disappointed with that. I'm watching Tuitavaki come off. I just wonder whether he got a bit of facial treatment there, because he's looking a bit groggy. Might go back to have a look at the replay on that, because just it doesn't seem in very good shape at all. So Rudy Wolf is going to get this opportunity in the 35th minute of the match. Jersey 22.
That might have been the head there. Was it maybe the Samoan defender's head hit him on the bottom of the chin or something. Bit of whiplash.
So that conversion from Dan Carter brought up 2,000 first-class points. Jimmy Cowan almost has a Minties moment, but he gets out of it as Carter gets it high in the air. All Blacks rushing through out of this, nicely claimed by little halfback Ta'afeo. All Blacks
does well, turns him as well.
Yep, well done. And so away for big Tony Woodcock, who saves all his try-scoring feats when he plays Australia. Boric hands it on. Now So'ialo. All Blacks again take it to the setup. There it is again for Cowan. Now Carter. Williams in a little bit of space. Looking to hold them all at bay. Williams still going. Now he lays it back. Came off the foot, I think, of Jimmy Cowan. No, ruled off the hand. Well, he's just looking a little bit dazed, Anthony Tuatavaki. Some reassuring words there from Richie McCaw.
Ball in two hands. Makes them guess. Good pace. Nothing wrong with that. Hang on to the ball right to the end. Well, too quick probably for Jimmy Cowan.
Slight positional change too for the All Blacks. You'll notice Richard Kahui has gone across to the right wing where Tuatavaki has been, and specialist left wing here, Rudy Wolf.
Pause, engage. Lost forward.
Ball being lost forward here by Manu Samoa, so no advantage.
Scrum down, black ball.
So Rudy Wolf gets an opportunity. Played a little bit of Air New Zealand Cup rugby since his last Test appearance.
Come out.
So just under 3 minutes remaining first half.
Yeah, I think it might be. Is it the skipper who's down? No, somebody else needed. I think Samoa, they'll be pretty keen to wind this clock down. I've got to face another scrum, and there is a handy blind. He mentions Smithy Kahui. Well, he's been pretty quiet. The action's been on Tuatavaki's side. Let's hope it might follow him.
Just looking at Tuatavaki on the sideline here, he's got an ice pack in his hand, and it's basically above the right eye. So definitely a head injury.
Playing well up to that point. Getting himself involved down on the right wing side, Anthony Tuatavaki.
So the All Blacks, what they want here is they want a good steady scrum, which they've had. They want the combination between So'ialo and Cowan just to be a bit crisper. Might be trying to be a bit too cute there.
Crouch.
Kahui, he's out behind Carter. Let's see what they can cook up.
No, get out of it, 9 out of the space.
Well, once again, they can't clear it.
Time out.
Hello. Card coming.
9's offside. He's in the space and just kicks the ball out of the way. There's too many of these.
Well, this will make it tough. 14 players.
What's your call? Scrum.
Well, he's the most experienced of the back line. Is Notisi Ta'afeo, but persistent infringing.
Yeah, and maybe that's why the All Blacks haven't cleared it well. I'll tell you what, if they don't clear it this time, there'll be something wrong.
Start again.
Because they've got no one against them.
Start again.
Might also change their thinking in terms of which way they go. Drakey, they have got a blind.
Crouch.
Yeah, well, Kahui's come to the other side now. Oh, look at that. Wheeled the scrum up. Will.
They do go blindside. Cowan, and he goes. Well, he got hit hard, but he spun out of it. And Jimmy Cowan picks up the All Blacks' 6th try in the first half, 38-7.
They belted into the Samoan scrum. Somerville on the tight head side, he really got that up, and that makes it so easy. Look, they're almost, well, not jogging forward, but certainly had a lot of momentum. If anything, the ball came too quickly. Winger for Samoa, he did the right thing, came in. Kahui was unmarked, but it doesn't matter. Look at this, they're just wheeling it away. See, the ball's gone before Stowers can even pick it up.
Well, it was done at pace as well, and they had no chance to recover off the back of the scrum or get any cover defence across. So they were pleased with that, even though they're a man down. So they finally got a scrum option that's paid off for them.
A couple of test tries now for Jimmy Cowan, playing tonight in test number 16. Daniel Carter with 2,000 first-class points in the bank and well over 800 test points, and another 2 to add to that total as it goes up now to 40 points to 6 just out from half-time.
Yeah, dominant scrum, almost impossible to defend. A lot of black shirts, too tough.
Half-time just round the corner. 6 tries to 1. Once again, they go short. Smith has to go up. Can't grab it. Siren goes. Manu Samoa get the ball for one last go in this first half. And they've looked okay too when they've had the ball. They haven't had a lot of it, mind you. Now it's been turned over, and the All Blacks could make something at the other end. Williams lobs the pass. Carter, quick hands. Kahui down the right wing side, finding a bit of space, and he gets it off to Muliaina. Muliaina! Hat-trick! Hat-trick for Mills Muliaina, second in Test rugby. 4 against Canada in 2003, and this comes from a turnover, Draghi.
Yeah, very painful for Samoa. They were trying to wind the clock down. They could have good numbers. Straight running. Too easy. It's a big problem for Samoa just before half-time.
Amazing how the play has been down that right-hand side for most of the half, and Kahui on that occasion, having been shifted across, really cashing in on the opportunity to do some damage with ball in hand.
Carter has converted 5 so far, and this one is on target as well. So a converted try just on half-time means that the All Blacks lead at the break by 47 to 6.
Yes, and they've dominated every area that you can talk about. We could be critical talking about line-outs, which wasn't so good, and the kickoffs early on. But they really, I've been impressed with the structure they've used. They haven't been flamboyant the way they've played rugby. The simple stuff has got them through. Samoa, well, they've battled away, but the inexperience, particularly out the back, has shown up badly for them.
7 tries, 6 converted to a converted try. The All Blacks lead at the break, 47 to 7. For the first ever time, the All Blacks playing an international in New Plymouth on the west coast of the North Island, and at half-time 7 tries have been scored by the All Blacks, 6 of those converted to a converted try for Manu Samoa. So 47 points to 7, a hat-trick already for Mills Muliaina, 2 for Conrad Smith and 1 each to Adam Thompson and Jimmy Cowan. 6 conversions, and Yuali Mai a try and a conversion for Manu Samoa, who are listening intently as their coach Nico Palamo has a few words to say. But they've conceded 7 tries, John Drake, but in between times have been very competitive.
Yeah, they just haven't had enough ball, and they've been down the wrong end of the field as well. There's Wayne Smith talking to the backs. They've split up. I think they'll be pretty happy with what's been going on. A couple of areas not quite right, but basically it's been a pretty sound performance from the All Blacks.
You just wonder, looking there, as if the All Blacks might make changes at halftime. Here's the opening try And Mills Muliaina, just in the 3rd minute, skips through.
Yeah, well, he runs so straight, Mills Muliaina. Very hard to defend against. Catch and pass, Thompson. Well, high body position didn't matter against the little winger.
So those were the first 2 tries. This is a little bit untidy. And Anthony Tuatavaki was extremely industrious while he was on the field, and he provided the pass again, and Muliaina had his second.
Just too much width. Well, we're talking about that. Look at this. This is from a set piece. Catches on the 5-metre mark. That's unforgivable in international rugby, or club rugby almost. Conrad Smith says thanks for coming.
Then Manu Samoa, after a good period on attack in the 28th minute, Yali Mai scored a try.
It's clever from a line-out, wasn't it? Well, this was untidy. This is Samoa and Putin at line-out time. Tuatavaki was off the field, and they had 4 or 5 defenders. Smith, too easy.
And this is a bit easy too. The wide blindside, of course, they were down to 14 players here. Manu Samoa, their halfback, off the park. And then just on half-time, the last try comes up.
Yeah, this was a game breaker for Samoa. Well, not a game breaker, but this would have broken them, because they were, okay, let's just hang in there, let's get in the shed. 2 quick tries just before half-time, and the finisher, Muliaina, who's enjoying himself. And just a quick look at the stats. Well, territory and possession, that's very important, obviously, for the All Blacks. Minutes in the 22, but it's the ones down the bottom, which I guess both teams will be looking at. The missed tackles from Samoa, that's been crucial for them, and the penalties conceded. Those are full-arm penalties. They've got one guy in the bin at the moment. They're going to have to be very careful. All Blacks are already well on top, but that could be the real finish for Samoa.
So discussions continue in the dressing room. All Blacks 7 tries to 1 in the first half, and they have the lead by 47-7. Players back on the field. Let's go quickly hear from Graham Henry. He's with Ian Smith.
Thanks, Nisbo. Well, 7 tries to 1 first half. Normally, most coaches would be pretty happy. What's your assessment?
Oh, they've been good and bad, Smithy, quite frankly. I think we did some very good things. There's been some very good tries scored. Scrum's unstable at the back end. We're not clearing the ball from scrum. And there was a soft try we let through on that ball over the top of the line-out, which you practice defence against that sort of thing, so that's a little bit irritating, but generally speaking, pretty good.
And your message for this half, more of the same, or any areas in particular?
Oh, the things I've just discussed, more stability at scrum time, making sure when the tries are on, we actually pass the ball. There have been a couple of times when the ball carrier hasn't passed the ball, which has been annoying. And just making sure we've got stability at first phase and cleaning out well at the ruck time.
Okay, we'll let you get back upstairs. Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go. Coach Graham Henry. We better let him get and see the game. And here's a loose pass being thrown. So a couple of changes. You can see number 22 is on there. That's Rudy Wolf. We knew he was on. 21, Asaya Tauiava is on. And Stephen Donald at first 5. So changes have been made at half-time. Jimmy Cowan. And there's a pass back from Williams. Donald, Nonu with plenty of space, gives the pass on to Smith. Smith putting his foot down, 5 metres in his own side of halfway now. Thompson. And Adam Thompson. Cowan works the blind side with Tauiava. Tried to slip the pass, it was low. And he's playing advantage.
Well, there's one of the changes. Just a couple of things in that phase of play. We saw that Conrad Smith makes a good half break, if you like. Thompson gets there. His first instinct is to try and run back and maybe free it up. We might just see this now. Well, for my money, I think they'd be happier if he just got it and went forward. I know it's hard when you're in a game like this. And then we saw the kind of the 50-50 pass. Those were things Graham Henry was talking about at half-time.
Still got a man in the bin, remember, Samoa, and getting himself into a little bit of strife. Snapped up by the left winger, Sarah Lauina. Now it comes to Ta'awhao. Good aggressive defence by the All Blacks. Turned back in by Mai.
Not quick enough.
So they get a free kick, which is quickly taken.
Don't start anything, you'll go. Okay, leave him alone. 8, come back.
And that's against Jimmy Cowan.
Well, you can't do that in front of the referee, Jimmy. Full-arm penalty, so they can kick it out. Go for the line out, because they are half-back down.
Well, I've got to use up the clock as well, Drakey. That's the thing. The decision-making will be nice and slow.
Late hit.
So a late hit there. Not a lot of arm work in it from Jimmy Cowan. So
Black with your front man, please. Thank you.
He's becoming quite a good actor, isn't he? Jimmy?
So, ball thrown by Aolu, who's the new hooker for Manu Samoa. Cowan is going to kick. Nicely taken again. He's not a bad sort of a player. Five caps. Sarah Lauina. All Blacks take it smartly. Donald for that interesting kicking style that he has, where he gets it very low to the ground. And it's not a bad kick. Gets the All Blacks inside the 22. So an extended run here for Stephen Donald. He's going to get 40 minutes in the absence of Dan Carter.
Good thing too. You know, he's had a few bit parts.
Quickly taken by Manu Samoa for Satiti. Fired out by Mai to Junior Polly, who's on the field. So we may have seen the end of the little halfback. Well, that's been knocked down cold. Just a lapse in concentration.
Nothing there.
And this has given the All Blacks a golden opportunity.
Yeah, well, they did well. They had a quick line out Samoa, and they're making a bit of progress, but you know, they're keen to run the ball. I think some of their forwards would appreciate if they can get down the other end of the field a bit quicker in running it through. Long way to go against an All Black defence, which you'd have to say being pretty organised.
Now remember, they're a defender short here, Manu Samoa.
Touch, pause, engage.
So the All Blacks look like they're going to work the blind side. So'ialo away to Cowan. Cowan gets the pass across, and there is the try, scored by Richard Kahui. They were always a man short. It was draw and pass, and Richard Kahui picks up his first of the night.
Yeah, the only question might have been the last pass, was it jolted forward a wee bit. So'ialo very patient at the back of the scrum. That's where the mistake comes. Very simple. Good scrum, good strong scrum. So'ialo takes his time here. Well, he drew in the flanker. That pass there, well, yeah. Lucky, I would say, this pass. Not this one, that one. Had to be forward, didn't it?
Yep, I think so. Last one from Toiava. Referee happy enough to give it though, so 52 points to 7 now.
Where was the touch judge? He's right in front of it.
2 more changes too for the All Blacks. Rodney So'ialo makes way for Sione Luaki, and in the hooking role, Kevin Mialamu for Andrew Hoare.
Conversion attempt by Donald is away. So Sione Luaki, who had a very good game, mind you, he needed to, for Waikato against Auckland.
Oh, he sure did. I did that game, and he played very well, and he'll be wanting just to do the basics again tonight. Concentration level, he's been given another chance. A lot of people wondered whether he ever would have another chance in a black jersey. Selectors have had faith in him.
So Kevin Mialamu there as well. Nicely taken here by Anthony Borich. Lays it back for Cowan. Now Donald. Oh, wild pass across the face of 2 or 3 players, and Rudy Wolf tidies up. Ball is up off the ground here. But Conrad Smith doing really well. Now he lays it back. Cowan for Donald. Woodcock in midfield, hands his way through a couple. 6 or 7 out from the 22. Donald, at least now Donald. Oh, big tackle as Boris throws the last pass. Now Donald has got to score off the pass by Jerome Kano. So first test try for Stephen Donald.
Great continuity, both sides of the field. Started with Boric getting the ball, setting it up. Woodcock, well, he enjoys this stuff. Running around, Larky pretty keen to get his hands on the ball. They get in here quickly, very flat. Again, oh, that could have been forward as well. Kano, doesn't he do well, steps inside. Donald, that'll give him confidence.
Well, he was brilliant the other night for Waikato against Auckland, really controlled that game, and that was terrific vision actually from Stephen Donald, who had to make a lot of ground to get outside Jerome Kano. So Graham Henry talked about passing, talked about finishing. Pretty happy with what he saw there.
Yes, he's nailed it. So he's managed to convert his own try, has Stephen Donald. And the All Blacks 59-7 now.
Samoa restored to 15 players too, Nisbah, as we have another look at this. Very important that Stephen Donald, if he's back up Dan Carter, gets that confidence, Reiki. You just never know in this game.
Can we find out from the All Blacks bench who the captain is, Paul?
26 points scored while the man was in the sin bin. So that is pretty significant. As Williams looked like he had that well under control, and that was pretty lackadaisical, really. So the referee plays an advantage, and here's an opportunity for Manu Samoa. Now the counter-attack comes, and the pass from Toiava goes astray. Boy, it's a bit untidy at the moment. Now Williams leading the charge. He's the only All Black within Kui here, and he'll probably get stepped. He is, but Kahu is not, and the All Blacks getting numbers there, driving over the top of this, and it's been well done by Thompson. Frees the ball up. Now it's with Donald. Gets support from Mialamu. Shakes a few of them off. Right on the halfway line with Kevin Mialamu. Now there's some sort of structure back as Kano held in the tackle. He's got Kahui there with him. Lays it for Cowan. And here comes Manu Samoa again. As Donald goes back, tries to rescue it, and doesn't release.
Let it go, Black. Stay out, Chu.
Arm out here. The All Blacks not back to 10 metres.
Move, Black.
Stowers taken in the tackle of Nonu. Got a quite a good lineup to this near side with Levy. And a good driving tackle by Wolf. Now trying to put it through, and Nonu gets it. Nonu gets the pass off to Greg Somerville. Long way to run though, and he drops it. Very untidy, and
Nothing there.
the scrum will be blessed relief.
Long passage of play.
You've taken
A couple of handling errors from the All Blacks. This was a kick through.
That's right.
First slip, Smithy.
But it's amazing how often when you make a lot of substitutions, Reiki, it does tend to lose its structure a wee bit, lose its continuity, and I guess that's something the All Blacks will be wanting to prevent, because they've made these changes very early on in the second half. They've done that before in Test rugby on more significant occasions too. So just getting those other players out there and making sure that things don't fall apart is a big key. Number of changes here with Semperi Wepu on in 19 and Namia Tialata in 17 for Woodcock and Cowan respectively. And also for Manu Samoa, they've made a change at Samaika Makaili in jersey 19 for big Chad Slade.
Check out the tape on those, would you?
Gee, worse.
I think you'd just get a better pair of boots.
Crouch.
No wonder the health system in trouble.
Start again.
Yeah, well, just about the
If I
continuity,
fall in
etc.
early,
Smithy, don't
they're
forget that the All Blacks butchered the kickoff, and they're under no pressure when Williams just let it go forward.
wait for my call.
Those are
Wait,
little
wait.
things which will be going in the notebook, I think.
Just crouch, touch, pause, engage.
Big All Black scrum, massive All Black scrum. Manu Samoa doing their best to regroup. They might even have it there too, which will be a very good effort. Yes, they do. And it comes out onto this right-hand side with Lavasa. His kick is claimed by Wepu. Turns it back to Kano. Struggling manfully downfield. Wepu back in position. Off it goes to Donald. This will come down just on Manu Samoa's side of halfway where Lauina has it. Now it's been intercepted by Smith. He's got support from Nonu. Nonu looking to see who's next. And it's Big Ali Williams. And he's under the posts.
Didn't think much of the kick from Donald, to be honest, but the chasers made it good. Samoa trying to attack from way behind the advantage line. They coughed it up, and just the All Black numbers, just the fitness and I guess the organisation. They know how to chase these kicks. Well, I might have been a bit harsh because the runners knew it was going there. Well, just gave it away. Foot race. Nono shows some coolness. Ali Williams, well, he loves that stuff.
That's his 7th try in Test match rugby, Ali Williams. It's been converted by Stephen Donald. And the All Blacks have banked try number 10 for the evening. It's 66 now, 66-7.
Romy Ropati, familiar figure for us, in jersey 22 for Pale Tulupe.
Well, they certainly add a bit of experience to the midfield, Romy Ropati. Kick-off is made by Iwali Mai. Much better work from the kick-off reception this time. Wepu punches the kick high. Kahui leading, coming in and doing really well.
Run away, Black! Hands off, Black! Come back forward.
Manu Samoa have it though. Back to Mai again. Almost a clean break there by Nearfault. The All Blacks have got it back through Jerome Kano. 5 metres in Manu Samoa's territory. Now Donald looking to take the gap. Makes good ground. Right there with him is Smith. Down to the 22 goes Conrad Smith. Wepu waits. Short pass to Boric. Up to Tialata.
Run away, Blue!
And the ball's still there for Wepu. Now Donald. Nonu. Quick hands required. And Thompson. Opening up again for Thompson. Gets the pass away for Williams, who's once again looming to the right. They've lost control of it though, the All Blacks. They're 6 or 7 metres short of the line, but the ball now with Manu Samoa. And the kick is skewing infield. Could be dangerous times here as Tauiava gets it off to Somerville. Now Nonu fires it across to Donald, sells the dummy, looking for the impasse.
Let it go right now, let it go, thank you.
Still there for Wepu. Quick hands required, and Jerome Kano is going to stroll across. And the big number 6 is in for try number 11 for the All Blacks.
Too many numbers. The Samoans, once they got the turnover, they had a kick opportunity. They had to really get it out and start again. They didn't win into midfield. And after that, I think, Smithy, it was just a matter of time.
Well, they're using the park very well, and I will say that the support play's been very good. Look at prop on the shoulder of a back, and Ali Williams has been prevalent on both sides of the park. And good hands in the end from Sione Luaki. We've seen him drop a couple of those in the past, and Kano too, who has had a very strong game tonight. So, they just have got the numbers, and they're playing like a pretty controlled unit all of a sudden.
Yeah, Kano, I'm glad he's picked up a bit of a carrot here, because He's been a bit of glue in this team. He's been the guy who's run it up when they've been in trouble. He stayed on his feet a long time, and that's important in modern rugby. If you've got the ball in hand the longer you can stay on the feet, your support can get to you. I think he's had a pretty tidy game.
Stephen Donald makes the conversion. So the All Blacks have brought up a record number of points against Manu Samoa. Previously 71-13. That was back in 1999. Now up to 73 points to 7. Still about 24 minutes left.
Yeah, two more changes too for the visitors. Paulino and jersey 18 is on the park for Samo Satiti, and at halfback Junior Polu makes his way on to finish the game for Ta'afa'o.
Thank you.
This one goes beyond Williams and is claimed instead by Kevin Mialamu. Wepu again, the high kick. Stowers waiting back. Thompson waiting. Oi, let it bounce. Danger time here, but it's fallen nicely. And the All Blacks didn't have a lot of numbers.
No, he's a tackler. He got straight to his feet.
Now Polu goes short. Oh, a thumping tackle this time made by Nonu. That stopped that.
Hands off. Where you are. Where you are, fine.
Taken by Manu Samoa. Stowers in midfield. He's run strongly all night.
Stay back, take a step forward.
Polu to Mai. Looking to outflank the All Blacks. It's with Donald. Fires it in field for Toiava. Now it's with Rudy Wolf, and a fair bit of space here. And Wolf takes the gap. Now where's the support? He might do it all the way. Gets it off to Nonu, but he threw it away. And threw it into touch.
Conrad Smith was on the inside. He thought, hello, I can do this. Bit of brotherly love between Nonu and one of the Samoan players.
So good speed here, Rudy Wolf.
Yeah, ball in two hands early on. That made the defence wonder what was going to happen. Smith was on the inside, and you just, Toiava was there well.
Captain, take them, please. Captain. Thank you.
So the line out to be thrown to by Simon Lemalu. Tipped on the All Black side, Wepu. Tidies up nicely. Flung across by Mialamu for Tialata. And he gets those big thighs pumping. Mialamu feeds it off to Donald. Now Nonu gets it over. And a nice chance here for Kahui. Tried to get it back in field. Good defence this time by Manu Samoa. But it will be a 5-metre line out. All Black ball.
Didn't get the try, but good hands, wasn't it? Straight running. Slick.
Kevin Mialamu finding Anthony Boric not straight. Did I mention Mialamu was the captain, Greg?
Yeah, I think he might have. Okay. Yes, he's come on. It's good honour for him. A lot of experience. Won't be too thrilled about the throw-in. He's been vigorous since he's been on. He was born in Tokoroa and of Samoan heritage. Yeah, the Samoan scrum really starting to crumble a bit. A couple of guys are pretty keen to play next time round, I suspect. Hamstring and a rib injury. Oh, look at this. That's terrible.
All Blacks are going to trap them behind their own goal line here if they don't watch it. And yes, that will be the case. It'll be a 5-metre scrum now.
5-metre scrum. Carried back.
Capacity crowd here tonight of 22,500.
The scrum hit is just immense from the All Blacks. Stuff on Samoa, they haven't had a lot of time together. It's just so dominant. So just walking forward, Nisba.
Yeah, we haven't seen a pushover try for years. We might even see one here. Oh, penalty try. Penalty try, eh? So Stuart Dickinson is pretty decisive in that call.
That'll have origins from the first half when there was about 3 straight-arm penalties against the Samoan scrum. This time, that's just too easy. Look, they're just wobbling back. And, well, loose forwards, you name it, they're all offside. I don't think you'll get many complaints from Samoa about it.
So no individual credited with that try, just the penalty try, which will be converted by Stephen Donald. And that is the highest score ever conceded by Manu Samoa.
The bad news is they've still got 20 minutes to go. I don't think any of the All Blacks have done themselves any harm tonight. Drakey, I think they're providing everyone passes fit tomorrow morning, they'll be pretty happy.
Yep, all getting a run. And a lot of people question the purpose of the game. I think it's good. Games are better than training runs.
Tough night for the doomsayers too, Drakey. Those who think rugby is not alive and well in the provinces, well, just have a look around here.
Absolutely. A lot of talk about playing games offshore. Stick them in the provinces.
Absolutely. So the All Blacks in possession.
Run away, blue 4. Thank you. Stay back here. Carry
Wepu
back.
fires it back. Donald makes good contact. Claimed by fullback Tupou. Now Stowers. Got through the first tackle of Greg Somerville. And Somerville didn't look that flash when he got up either, to be honest. Nobody on the bench. Whoops. Ball lost by Manu Samoa, but it's gone back. The All Blacks, though, have got numbers there. Somerville's restored and looking to turn this over, and they're going to do that too. So it'll be there for Piri Wepu. Again, makes the kick. Now the chasers come. This will be interesting if it stays in the field of play, but it didn't do so. They're all forwards chasing, incidentally.
Yeah, if you want it.
But they were showing good pace. Of course, if there's a try on the end of it, you would.
I think Loweney was pretty happy when he went over the dead ball line. Or the...
Tialata comes up with a big tackle.
Move.
The All Blacks
Leave it.
might have got this. They have. Wepu. Here's Kahui. Kahui looking to go through. The ball will be there. Oh, it's been stolen.
Can't play back with your hands.
Taken quickly. Now it's with Donald. Looking for Nonu back on the inside. Nonu stepping down to 5 metres away. Ball has been lost,
You're
though.
offside.
And offside play.
Tell you what, Stu Dickinson, he's used the P and the whistle a fair bit tonight, hasn't he? Both, well, Samoa have been caned, but he's
12 blue
whacked New
sub,
Zealand
12.
as well. So 10, 22, 20, 25
Time out.
penalties, straight arm and long arm.
12 sub. Where's 12?
Well, that didn't look like a genuine drop out. I think punted
Hold him
that.
there, Maxie. Oh, he's gone out the back, all right.
21 for 12 for Samoa. Roger Warren and 21.
Don't mind a few Roger Warrens coming on, Smithy, I'll tell you that.
I've been waiting for that change. You've got to say.
Right, so here the All Black backline. And quick hands again, beautifully done. Up for Toiava, who of course came on at fullback in the second half. Wepu gets it away to Donald. Flat pass to Mialamu. He's got him for offside.
All in front.
Which I think is a fair call. Now, they might just settle this down, the All Blacks, and go for a set play of some sort, maybe a line out or even a scrum.
Yeah, he's a hooker. Go for the scrum. Options both ways. They're belting them at scrum time. Almost too easy, actually, and it might be hard for the guys at the back to control the ball.
Yeah, terrific hands too from Richard Kahui out on the right here to release Toiava outside him.
Yeah, right again.
All the wingers have looked hungry tonight. They've been really involved.
Come on. And we've got to get in a bit quicker, guys.
15 minutes remaining at Yarrow Stadium. The All Blacks, of course, next will play at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane Saturday week. Off the back, and it goes to Wepu. Lauaki rips it back off him and throws a fairly loose pass, and in fact it's gone forward.
Should have done better at scrum time. They almost went the wrong way, and it was just too slow. Samoan defence could read it and just herd them across the field. No one was going direct. They needed somebody to punch it.
Crouch, touch, pause, engage.
Another big All Black scrum, but this time Stowers down over the 22, taken down by Thompson.
Time out. Captain, please.
And
but yeah, they had the same message for them with players doing it. That's twice now he's been on the ground interfering, okay? Once offside, one in there. Time back on.
Well, he's been pretty strict, Stuart Dickinson, but that's fair enough. Now here comes Manu Samoa, running the ball out from their own 22. Polu across to Warren.
Let it go, Blake.
Looking for turnover ball, but it's not there as yet. Not interested in kicking their way out of trouble here. They're happy to run it out of trouble, if possible. Nice hands here by Uali Mai. And the ball is turned over. And here come the All Blacks with Donald. Turns them with a kick. Now Lavasa going back. They're bearing down on him. And fires a wild pass. And it might work out all right. As the kick is made by Tupou. Quickly thrown. Thompson is there waiting for the bounce. Knocked it. He just didn't get a very good bounce, and he was in a bit of hurry too, obviously. Not
quite sure what Tausani Lauaki was doing there.
I think he was trying to pass it to throw it into himself, Smithy, but it went a bit far. Is that being charitable?
I think it might be. It was the craziest thing.
Yeah, play up. Let's go. Oh, sorry.
Just the problem there, the scrum will be delayed because Kevin Mialama is going to get some attention back towards the 22. It was, you could sort of see what he was doing. He knew he had the opportunity, he knew he had the time, but he was just too far away, Adam Thompson, to make an effective pass to him.
Worth mentioning too, Smithy, this is Greg Somerville's last home test before he heads away at the end of the year. And boy, hasn't he been a trooper over the years, Drake?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely fantastic. He had that injury, didn't he? Was it an Achilles or something he snapped?
Yep.
And that really stopped him, and it actually gave Carl Heyman a chance to really impress, and Heyman became the best tight head prop in the world. Well, we think so down here. Somerville's come back and really played well, hasn't he?
Most capped prop in All Black history. 64th test match tonight.
Crouch. Touch, pause, engage.
Smacking into the scrum, and it's just hard for the All Blacks to not get the hit on.
So Stowers brings it away. Again, trying to run this one out. Levasa.
Stay back.
Had a good supply of ball in the last 5 minutes or so. Now Polu goes for a run. Tending to run backwards, though. Thompson there, standing on his feet, quite happy to take it. Now the All Blacks get an opportunity. If this bounces favourably, it bounces away from Donald. He knocked it on. And counter-attack from Manu Samoa through fullback Tupou.
Advantage is over.
Playing with the ball a lot near their own 22. Now a little kick just to change, and Wepu's read it brilliantly. Gets back, holds on to it, and shows his power as he goes down towards the 22. Flung away by Donald. Now Toiava, Nonu gets away. Tialata running in the centres. Not quite quick enough. Now Kahui.
Run away, Blue.
And the All Blacks have it. Tialata's got it again. Now they'll set it.
You've got to be on your feet to play the ball.
And another free
You've
kick
got to be
coming
on your
up.
feet to play the ball. You can't be
A lot
lying on
of
him
players
calling
from
out.
both sides
Must get
tonight
your best to play the ball.
playing the ball on the ground.
It might just be an area where they'll look at the All Blacks when they review the tapes and just see the accuracy that they had. That time Samoa conceded the penalty, but New Zealand, we've just heard before, Thompson's been warned, staying on their feet. Just little things like that they'll look at. They'll tick a lot of boxes tonight. They'll look at a couple and say, well, maybe we could have done a wee bit better. Kickoffs early on, lineouts were pretty shabby in the first half. A couple of unforced handling errors.
Touch, pause, engage. Pause away.
Wepu. It's been a little bit untidy at the back of the scrum, right throughout the match, really. So Williams plays halfback. Donald across to Nonu. Nonu slings a wild pass to Toiava. Toiava puts the foot down, and Isaiah Toiava scores for the All Blacks. It's 85-7.
Again, the width, and when they had the width, that was important. Samoa, they had a back, I think one of their wingers, he went down with cramp, and that wasn't going to help them. Compressed back line. Another loose pass, you could say, from Nonu, but that created space on the outside. That's the best you can say about it, I think, Smithy.
Yeah, I think you're right. The transfer of the ball was the key there, just getting it outside 2 or 3 players. And boy, Toiava, you know, he's bulked up a wee bit. Seen him do that for Auckland a number of times from the fullback berth. Just busts through half tackles, just brushes them aside. He's got stronger.
Holds the ball in 2 hands early. That just gives him enough to get past the defenders, and then he backs us. Well, a bit of pace and bulk.
Caught you, mate. Anthony Tuatavaki. So here's Stephen Donalds. Goal kicking's been good. Nice conversion from Donalds. And up to 87-7 after 13 tries. Isaiah Toiava's been playing a little bit of the number 10 jersey for Auckland in recent times. Better known perhaps as a midfielder, and a nice try for him. All Blacks have been over 104 times in their history. Now this kickoff, oh dear, no, it's not going to go all the way. So they've got to go back to halfway here, remember. Now this happened in Cape Town. And Richie McCaw knew the law.
Yeah.
Referee was struggling for a while.
Yeah.
So if it goes into the in-goal area from a kick-off like that, it's the option.
Well, the one they had one from the 22, didn't they? Was it
Yeah,
the
that's
22?
right. Yeah, it was.
And that was the same. A bit more obscure, you'd have to say, but we won't give the Aussies an even break, will we, on that, Ms. Bush?
No.
Touch, pause, engage.
So Wepu drops it in. Lauaki. We've got some good momentum going here. Lauaki strides off downfield, gets rid of Stowers, and then finally gets dumped 5 out from the 22. Good run. Referee's got the arm out again. Now they're offside in midfield here. Oh, dear me. There's some missiles coming. And he's going to take the option of the second one as away goes Kahui. And this one's knocked down.
No, it's nothing for him.
Not knocked on, apparently.
Oh, he's kidding.
Leave it, Black 4, Black, stay out. Don't touch him, don't
That was my
touch him.
thinking too. So Samoa put it on the ground. Ball bounces back for Wepu to tidy up. Runs into Nonu. Away goes Puri Wepu. Puts the little kick in. The chase is coming. Thompson leading the charge. It's been saved. Very well saved too. For Manu Samoa by Marcelino Paulino. Well, they've been brave. They haven't been afraid to move the ball in front of their own goalposts. There's a player through. Here's an opportunity. Now, Junior Polu. And the big prop. Oh, he can't hang on. And here's Kahui. All Blacks could score at the other end here. Tauiava tearing them apart. Drops the pass off to Smith, and he pops it up for Wepu. And the All Blacks come up with a spectacular try. It could have been one at the other end, to be honest. But Terry Wepu puts it down.
Yeah, the prop Tia, he's coming back and he's telling his friends about it. Hello.
Okay. Yeah, penalty I had for black against blue offside. Yes.
It's just a lazy line shot by 22.
22 blue. Okay.
It's only worthwhile talking to.
Okay, so the advantage was fine.
Come on,
Okay,
guys,
try.
that's
Okay,
way
that's
back.
fine.
That's Rapati. That's about yesterday's
22,
news.
please. 22. We had the advantage offside. You got him by. Okay, so just keep it down. Thanks, Max. Time back on.
Yeah.
Just say, yeah, go. We'll get on the way back with you.
Donald's conversion makes it 94 now, 94-7. 14 tries. We're looking at the high shot here.
Yeah, that's ages ago.
Big run here by Tauiava.
Pinball stuff.
It was, wasn't it? And a nice pass by Conrad
And
Smith.
I tell you what, Nisbo, Wepu for me, he's played pretty well since he's come on. He's just added a little bit extra. And it's great to see him back involved in the standard of rugby.
Conrad Smith too, Jake. He's had a huge night. His kind of game, but boy, he's been great in support.
Yeah, he's accurate and consistent, and that's what you need in these kind of games. Otherwise, they can get away on you.
Another converted try. The All Blacks will be up to the century mark.
Lost backwards.
Ball lost back.
Back in.
So here's Donald, works it across to Nonu, fires it to Tauiava. This time the fullback has weighted back. And oh, that's a good burst. In fact, it's the man who scored the try. Polu. Oh, this is good stuff. And a try to be scored by Theos Oliva. What a beauty.
Hey there, Jeff. Yes, Stewie. Can you just tell me the try's been scored, please? No worries, Stewie.
He's going upstairs just to see the grounding. I thought the only bloke who was getting close to tackle him was one of his teammates with a hug. Could be wrong. Great try though, wasn't it? The little number 10 starts it. Oh, well, did he get it back? I'll tell you what, if it was the Springboks in this, I'd say no chance, but for these guys you might just give it to him. He had control when it got on the ground, maybe. I don't know.
He's only got to get it onto the ground.
He loses it, but I think he might get it back. Oh, I might be charitable.
Came from a chip through, but not a great chase from the All Blacks. And a brilliant break from number 10, Nule Mai, who has been pretty good. One of the best for Samoa tonight. Just give it, eh?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, well, good. Straight down, my friend.
You there, Stewie?
Yes.
You may award a try.
Thank you.
Good stuff. First time Manu Samara scored 2 tries against the All Blacks. Theos Oliva, what a good try it was too.
Well, Drake, you mentioned right at the start of the game there might be scouts available having a look around at some of these players. Well, this bloke here, this number 10's had a top-class game. He's only a little fella, but his defence has been outstanding, and he led that counter-attack.
Start up again, Actor.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Well, what did we say? The whole back line that started plays club rugby in Samoa. And I'm sure they've been belted, but they haven't given up, that's for sure. They've been trying to play the ball within their own 22 for the last 5 or so minutes. Copped up a couple of tries because of it, but they've got the reward. Good on them.
Roger Warren, the goal kicker. It's okay, that's good. So 94-14, and we've got a couple of minutes left. Williams after it. Williams gets it. Good work by Ali Williams. Mialamu pops in quickly. Away it goes for Donald. Oh, that's forward. That is a mile forward.
Thank you, gents.
Makes you wonder if they lose the peripheral kind of vision. How would you think that? How would you think that would go?
It's like American footy.
You right for this?
Well, there's a bloke who's talking of American footy. There's a bloke who's come all the way from Washington DC to watch this game tonight.
Yeah, I know. And he doesn't get many holidays, he reckons. So this is it.
Yep.
He's
Here it is, Suka.
Crazy footy fan. He sorted out a game that he thought he could afford to go to. He sorted out this one, and he's flown from
Crouch.
Washington DC to watch
Touch,
it.
pause, engage.
Fantastic.
Stay behind it. No.
So here goes Polu again, and he's got the pass off nicely. Lavasa. Now the kick and chase, but Toiava going back. He would have called the mark there for sure.
Stay there.
And they're still full of running, Manu Samoa.
Yeah,
Good on them as we enter the last minute of the game. And now Lavasa's gone down with cramp, no doubt.
Wait there.
He's done a lot of running tonight, and oh boy, that'll be painful. Kick goes downfield. As time is up. So what sort of a finish are we going to get here? Another kick. It's been claimed by Thompson. So the All Blacks will have one last shot at it here. They'll get the ball. Wepu clears it away for Tialata. Now it's with Kano. 5 metres on Manu Samoa's side of halfway, went back. So Donald, not sure that he did go back, but that's the call. Ball is still there. Smith might have claimed it for the All Blacks.
No, don't touch it, Blue. You're off your feet.
Now Donald, Tialata. Now Wepu gets it away. Donald, oh no, not such a good pass. Snapped up by Mialamu. And the acting skipper takes it in. Wepu.
Ball was out. Ball was away.
He somehow got that one clear. Now Lawaki.
Lost backwards.
Lost the ball backwards. It was knocked away from him.
Let it go, Blue. Stay back here. Let it go.
Now it squirts out.
No.
Wepu. Nonu. Wolf. Williams again, and Toiava. Is he going to get there? Kahui! Oh, dear me. Well, they've got to 99. The try scored by Richard Kahui.
Another long passage of play. I'm not sure if there was a knock on their way back when Wepu might have knocked it on. I think Stu Dickinson, he was pretty keen to see another try scored, and they almost butchered it, didn't they? Here it was kind of a bit static, but they just gets there.
It was a very complicated way of doing it. Might have been a lot easier if Williams had passed to Nonu. However, so there'll be a bit of interest in this conversion attempt by Stephen Donald, because it'll bring up the 100. Been a good blowout for the All Blacks. I'm sure they'll feel that too. Samoa are going to charge this. They're going to fly at it, but Donald's kick is over. So the 100 is registered by the All Blacks. And they've taken the game here tonight by 101-14.
Yeah, and they'll be pretty happy, I think, the All Blacks. Obviously the scoreline, but the way they went about their business, they scored early. It would have been easy for them to lose their concentration. A few things didn't go right. Line-outs early, kick-offs, some of the discipline at the ruck and the maul, some of the handling. But they'd have to be pretty happy. Samoa, well, mission impossible, you have to say, for them. They never gave up, that's for sure. They tried to play attacking rugby. They were caned technically at the breakdown and at the scrum with penalties. But, well, hopefully they'll take a bit out. And we saw a couple of young players come through and show their talents. No injuries, we hope, for the All Blacks. Good blowout for them, isn't it? 10 days to go until Brisbane.
Yes, absolutely. One or two players substituted at half-time, but we'll have to wait later to see whether any serious injuries. Doesn't seem to be that way. So 15 tries scored by the All Blacks tonight. Got 7 in the first half, 8 in the second. And Manu Samoa picked up 1 in each half as well. So 101 to 14. We're just going to hear from Rodney So'oialo very shortly with Smithy.
Yeah, I just think that the structure the All Blacks played, they'll be pleased with that. Kicking game, we didn't have to do too much of that because they had territorial advantage anyway, naturally. But no, good, and it's far better than just going to training. To have a blowout like this against some pretty good defence from Samoa at times, strong stuff.
All right, let's hear from Rodney So'oialo now, and he's down there with Ian Smith.
Thanks, Nisbo. Well, Rodney, you raised 100 in the end. Your immediate reaction to that performance overall?
I think the boys really enjoyed it out there today. You know, a bit scrappy at times, but we achieved, you know, some of the stuff that we wanted to achieve today.
The finishing was very good. The scoreboard says that. Set pieces, you happy with those?
I think we the lineups went quite well. You know, our scrums are a bit scrappy at the back. You know, so, you know, a bit dominant in certain areas, and yeah, just made a lot of mistakes at the back there.
A valuable hit out though, with a view of what's coming up in 10 days' time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the boys haven't played for a couple of weeks, so they needed this game to really turn their body over and hopefully get back on track next week.
Had to be patient. There was a high penalty count, particularly against Manu Samoa, so you had to overcome that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, there were a lot of penalties, and the boys just had to refocus and not lose focus of what we're here to do.
Rodney, a special night for you, captaining your country against your country of birth.
Oh yeah, very special. I mean, to captain, you know, the All Blacks, you know, especially in front of the Samoa.
And rugby very much alive in the provinces. A great turnout tonight.
Yeah, it is. It's great to be here. You know, some of the boys haven't been here for a couple of years, and it's always good to come back to the Naki.
Rodney, all the best in 10 days' time. Travel well and prepare well. Okay. Filippo, special night for your boys tonight. Really hard in terms of your experience up against the All Blacks, but you fought to the end. That was the best part.
Yeah, mo na si le fa patai le tua. Ono fa ino le tala ngoma na mangua. Yeah. So sunga ya uli malo. Le fionga e palemea. Male kapenetsa amai se le tapoinga Samoa. Fatai le talo, fatai le tapoinga. Yeah, bola va ole. Ona se te toma fainga o ele Manu Samoa. Yeah, aru lava soifua. What do you say, mate? I mean, 100 points. Well, we got 2 tries, so probably 80 points, I think. But yeah, it was just showed that the All Blacks are on fire, and they've showed in the Tri-Nations that they're very a consistent team. And just for the Samoan boys in the team, it's a big step up from playing the club rugby in Samoa. But in saying that, it's a learning curve, and you know, you've seen in the years that a lot of teams have come over to New Zealand with, you know, England C team, D team. So I'm not saying this is a B team or C team, but it's just an experience for the boys to get, so we can further our plans for the future for Samoan rugby.
In terms of the start to the game, your best chance was probably to hit them early, but they got you.
Yeah, we had our chances. We dropped too many balls. It was quite a funny game. You know, the forwards, I thought we played well. You know, we lost some few lineouts, but I thought we did well in our scrums. We've got some new guys from the under-20 team, so coming against Woodcock and those big All Black boys, you know, it's going to be hard. But, you know, like I said before, good experience for the boys, Samoan team, and hopefully to build up for the future.
Whawhatai.
Yeah, whawhatai.
Yes, he's a proud Samoan, and a nice touch too to speak in his native tongue there at the start, Filippo Levy. So the two teams earning the plaudits from the crowds. It's been a good game of footy. The All Blacks dominant, and they won it by 101 to 14. 15 tries scored by the All Blacks tonight, 101-14. Let's go under the stand, Smithy, with Steve Hansen.
Thanks, Nisbo. Yep, well, immediate reaction, Steve. 100 points. Seems good on the board.
Yeah, no, I don't think you want to take any notice of the scoreboard. You know, for us, it was a good day. We got a lot of physical contact. We got a game under our belts, which we haven't had for a wee while. You know, it was great for Taranaki, and I think also, you know, in the future, Samoa will look back on it and they'll have found some good players out of it as well.
And you've got things to work on, I'm sure.
Oh, you've always got things to work on, and I mean, we've had a big week training-wise. We trained this morning, we trained yesterday and the day before, which is not natural for a test match, but you know, as I said, we got what we needed to get out of it, and no injuries as well, so very pleasing.
And at this stage, you're looking like a full complement for next week. That includes Richie and Brad Thorne.
Yep, all those guys are raring to go, and I probably could have played tonight if it had been a Bledisloe Cup match.
Okay, Steve, we're going to wrap it up, but thanks very much for coming in. Travel well to Aussie, eh?
Will do, and just a quick hello to the team down in Lone Star, Batoni. Joey, hope things are going well, mate. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, you got the plug in, well done. So Steve Hansen summing up the All Black management's views on tonight's game. Big crowd here at Yarrow Stadium saw the All Blacks win by 101-14.